Good Moogle morning or good movie time zone wherever you are in the world. Hope you're having a good time. Today is a very special episode of MGR. Fucking hell, yeah, MGR, where we're talking about story today. And obviously today I'm with my co-host Chili. How you doing, Chili?
I'm tired, but I'm good, thank you.
Same.
Oh,
I'm also
I
tired.
but you're like we want to do an episode. I'm like okay, fine.
Yeah. I too felt I didn't expect I'd be sitting there doing EXs. I was sitting there doing the weapon EX. I was in the first Extreme Primal.
Nice.
So, oh, my Astro weapon. So I was happy. So,
Grats.
yeah, what you been up to today?
Well, we'll bring it up in a bit. I guess we'll drink the Gong Chao. I don't know how to say it exactly.
Gone chow?
Promotion is going on, and there's only a few around the whole country. So I decided, because I'm dumb, to go to one because why not? And originally the plan was I'll go on the weekend, but then I phoned them up and they're like, "Oh, we don't know how many codes we have, and they're going out fast." I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll go tomorrow." So that was today, and oh, can I tell you one of the most cursed days I've had in a long time?
Hey,
Like,
preach. Let's go. It's here.
oh, okay, it's really hot today,
Yep.
so I'm like, I've never tried boba tea. It sounds cool. Anyway, took self at 8 a.m. Got there for like 20 past 12. Um, and they were like, no, I got there for like 10 minutes past 12, should we say? And I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, can I order the free Pharmacy 14 drinks? And they're like, no, yeah, sure, but we don't have any ice. Do you want it hot? No. I was hoping to get the 140 bus back because
Yep.
that way I'd get back in time to get my laundry at 5:30. That was my
Hmm.
goal. So I'm like, no, no, I don't want these drinks hot because it's hot outside, and I don't want to buy a hot drink. And they're like, yeah, we understand. The ice will be like they'll be here in 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, fine, I can wait 10 minutes. 40 minutes later, nothing. So I decide like, okay, I've got the code. I really don't care about the drinks that much. I just really wanted to pay £16 for the code. That's all I really cared about. I'm just gonna leave anyway if that's okay. And they're like, no, no, you should have drink. I'm like, no, I've got the code. I paid you the money. You've got my money. I've got the code. I'll go. Anyway, so then I went to this place called Meat Liquor. Liquor. This is a place that Tibby and Salt recommended, right?
Yep.
Now I'm sure it's a fine place normally, but oh my god, with the cursed day I had, went in there. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get this. But first I went in there. They like, here's free popcorn. I'm like, I have a nut allergy, and they're like, well, we'll take this away then. Yoink. Oh, okay. Like, you could check the ingredients before taking it away. Like, it might have been safe. I don't know. I don't know what. I didn't even know I was getting free popcorn. But okay, thank you. I guess it looked really nice for the 10 seconds it was on the table. Um,
I mean, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
they're like, oh, and I'm like, okay. Do you know what you want? I'm like, yeah, because I like to Google. I like to look up everything before I go eat because of allergies and stuff like that. Like, I
Hmm.
always check the menu before I go to anywhere I eat. I'm like, oh yeah, can I get the double cheeseburger but without onions because I hate onions, and without pickles because I might as well because I'm being fussy. I might as well just get both removed. Like, really, I didn't care about the pickles. Like, if it was there, that's fine. But the onions, no, I can't stand onions.
No one.
It arrived and there was the pickles which I saw, and then when I lifted those up, there was onions underneath them. So I'm like, I'm sorry, I asked for no onions, and you said that was fine. And they're like, oh yeah, we're sorry. So they took my burger back out, and I came back, and then he's like, by the way, did you know that the buns may contain nuts? Oh, okay, thanks.
Well, no, I don't want bun. Thank you.
So can I get them naked then? And they're like, okay. So that was that was an experience. And then I went back up, and I thought, you know what? Because I told a friend I would get him a code as well, if I could.
Hmm.
So I went back and bought more boba. I'm like, okay, I wonder if they have ice now. I'll just go in and buy three more. They won't know. Like, I didn't have the last three. If I buy these three, like, technically then I paid £32 for free bobas, but I don't care. I got the codes. That's what matters. Um,
Yep.
and they're like, oh, you're the guy from earlier. I'm like, yeah. They're like, here, have the ones you bought earlier as well. So I walked away with 6 bobas. So I'm
How many
like, what the?
bobbers?
I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with 6 of these? So I just walked. There was a park over the road from the shop, so I just went over to the park over the road and just like, anyone want 3 bobas? So I just started handing them out to random people.
Yeah, you got a boba, and you got a boba. Right,
Yeah.
stay hydrated.
Yeah. So I saw this homeless person on the way into the town centre. So when I
Yeah,
was coming back, I gave him one as well. So
nice.
like there was a couple of other homeless people I saw that I was going to give to, but like it was really again the part of the cursed day. Like I saw them as I was going into the centre, and as I was coming back, I'm like, okay, I had these drinks. I really like it. It's a warm day, you know, it might cheer them up. All gone.
Vanished.
So that's why I went into the park to give to two random students and this random old guy. But like, Susan was like, I would never accept random drinks from strangers. I'm like, I wouldn't either, but these did.
These fucking idiots did. Now they're roofied. They're gone.
To be fair, though, it was literally over the road from the shop. So,
Yeah.
like, I had literally walked out the shop and walked over the road. And they were completely sealed. And so, yeah. Anyway, then that homeless person said he needed money, so I gave him some money as well. Found out, like, he was close to having enough money to have a room for the night. So I was like, well, I'm gonna trust that you mean it. So I get he needed £9, so I just gave him a tenner. So hopefully that guy's got somewhere to stay tonight. Hopefully, and he didn't just trick me for drugs. Which, in case
I mean,
whatever.
he's enjoyed himself either way at that point. I mean,
as long as he's okay, that's all that matters. Like if I've helped him even a little bit, I have done my bit. Okay, I can't stop him from doing anything. So anyway. Yeah, so that was my day.
eventful.
No ice for the boba, killer burgers, double boba, and like 7 hours of travel in what was it like?
Just
degree.
for some codes.
Yeah, just for a mount.
Just for a mount.
Just for a mount that just is the same mount but with a hat.
It's just got a tiny crown. That's it. That's all it's got. It's just got a tiny little like crown. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, Wobbs is like spoilers, daddy. Look. Yeah, look, I will probably go back to Leeds at some point to buy more, but I don't know if I'll
more boba.
Yeah, well, there's still people that need codes, and I might do it in the future so that I can give one away on Moogle around.
I mean, I need a code, but I can't be honest. I don't even know what the hell it is. It's just like the Porksy man in it with the hat.
Yeah, it's just the Porksy man with the hat. So the codes are available until September. So
that's not bad.
Well, they're available until August, but the codes are valid until September. So
it's not too bad then.
Yeah. But yeah, that was go do your local gong chat and get your free. By the way, it's such a scam. By the way, you can either buy free to get a mount, or you can buy free to get a keyring. So if you want everything, you're gonna have to buy what? Because there's 3 keyrings. I don't know if you get every keyring. I'm gonna guess you don't.
Was it 16 quid?
16 quid for free. So you need what? 9 boba for the keyrings. If you need 3 bobas for each keyring.
32 quid.
You need 12. You need 12 bobas. So.
Hell yeah, 12 bobas.
That's what, £100 right? Or am I confused?
Have we said it's either 3 for the code or 3 for the keyring?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think 3 costs you 16 quid. It'll be 32 quid.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. I mean, if you're just getting codes and for like other people, then that's what you want to do. But keyring could be cool. I didn't know what it was. The keyring. Did the keyring look cool?
The keyrings are just the cups, the boba cups.
Oh, then it's not fucking worth it. Then I won't have the key. I won't have the code. No matter if it's nothing to do with Far Fantasy. Why the fuck would I care?
No, it's the boba. The boba cups have little chocobos, cactus, and stuff on them.
Oh, okay, maybe a little.
Yeah. So
that will be kind of cool.
Yeah, but not worth £16 for a keyring. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Wobbsy, again for the raid, and thank you, and go have a stretch and get some noms.
Oh. So yeah, I am.
You had a pretty eventful day.
And now I'm drained.
Now I'm drained. Now I'm sleepy. I did not go out. It was still quite hot today. Obviously, it was very hot, quite humid. Still is quite humid. I woke up at 8, and I Played Final Fantasy. I woke up and I leveled my third alt through the story. And then I completed it half an hour before I was doing the EXs with Mione and that group. So
Nice.
yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I'm finally done with leveling alts and stuff. I can now kind of just chill, unlock all the raids, do my like weekly raids and stuff like that now. So and then just like level, level every now and then. So yeah,
The best raids. In my opinion, the best first tier of any raids ever.
yeah,
At least for the longest time. I can't think of one that's been more fun than this tier.
there
We're not going to
hasn't.
spoil the raid, but like that's all I'm going to say about it. But yeah, I really think this is one of the best tiers in a long time. At least the start of the tier. We don't know the rest of it, but the start of the tier. This is one of the best
I mean,
starts.
it's a very good start if they keep going through and keep showing us new interesting mechanics, better music. Then
Yeah.
they're probably,
I want there to
in
be a
a lot of
10.
people's eyes, have saved the expansion.
Yeah. Look, all I want to say is I can't remember who said it on Twitter. Maybe it was Rogamaniac or something like that. But I would love if one of the tiers we just turn into the bad guy. We become the heel, as they say.
We
That's
become the heel.
that's the term, right? When the
Yeah,
good guy
heel. Yeah,
becomes.
in
Yes.
wrestling terms, heel. Yeah.
Thank you, Coolest Wrestling Podcast that used to be part of, where I had to guess who were wrestlers and who were just people. Spoilers. I got it wrong most of the time because I have no idea. But
I have no idea of wrestling.
yeah, the people just put pictures of wrestlers on screen, and I'd have to guess if they were really a wrestler and what their name was. It was fun. I had fun. I had no idea who anyone was, but it was fun.
Good time. Good time.
But no, we'll see. I'm excited. That's all I'm going to say about the raid because we don't want to spoil the raid yet because it's only been a couple of days versus story, which is now 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks old, coming up to 3 weeks.
Yeah, about 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
It came out on the 2nd, so it's actually 3 weeks old. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
remember that technically, yeah,
2.5 weeks. Let's go with 2.5
two and a
weeks.
half weeks. Also, with the raid drop, there was patch 7.01, which dropped the raid, which changed some actions and traits so that tanks can now keep hate easier. Primal Rend has been nerfed. I didn't realize that. That sucks. Or has it been buffed? No, it's been nerfed. No, it got nerfed. I'm looking at it now. Primal Rend Ready has been reduced from 30 to 20 seconds. But the damage of Ruination has gone up by 40. So, Monk got a ton of buffs, so you didn't have the Oppo Dragon Kick rotation anymore. Now you actually can do a rotation. Viper got one of its first buffs, because trust me, Viper's going to get tons of buffs when Savage drops. Well, at least nerf buffs, right? Well, I mean, that is like they're going to make it. Suppose they're going to make it easier, right? So it's technically getting buffed, but for some people that's a nerf. Depends on your viewpoint. I tried Black Mage, by the way, because I know you recommended it, but doesn't feel much different to me than old Black Mage.
Okay.
Because I guess I always played standard, where like I would use ice and then use Blizzard 4 so that when I switched to fire, I would then get a discount. Yeah, the discounted fire spell. Like I always kind of did that, and now the game is like you should do that to get your mana back. I'm like, this is what I did before. I've always done this. So like,
Nothing's changed.
this feels like the only thing that feels different is the fact that you don't have Paradox during ice, which is weird. And Thunder, I can't remember how that procs now, but like that's not sharp. You didn't have sharp cast anymore, so you can't auto proc it. So that's. I don't personally feel much difference between old Black Mage and new Black Mage, at least so far. Anyway, I'm only 90, so.
I mean, speaking of Black Mage, Umbral Soul now acquired at level 35 now. Did you know that? Yeah, Umbral Soul at level 35 now.
Yeah, previously 76. Which is good.
Cool.
You needed that. Like,
you
that
did.
was something that needed to be changed. Like, there's a few things about Black Mage that still does need to be changed. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but like, Black Mage has always been weird. It's been that job that every 10 levels up to, I think, 70, you felt like it was a completely different job.
Yeah.
Because about 70 or 80, it felt like it stabilized a little bit. But like until then, you basically had a completely different rotation every 10 levels. You would agree, right?
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Like, so they really need I think they really need to just completely redo Black Mage. People are going to hate me for saying that, but it just needs to be torn down. Like, I'm sorry. It needs to just be completely scrapped, kind of, and reworked, because it's not good to have a job where you're trying to learn the job and you're leveling up the job to learn the job, but while leveling the job, you're then learning something completely different every time. So you can't like there's no natural progression like all the other jobs. Like with Black Mage, it just feels like you're starting fresh every like 10 or so levels.
Yeah.
Like
I
it sucks.
do have to admit, a lot of people are not liking Black Mage, but it is also like one of the lowest DPS.
No, from what I've heard, it's quite high still.
Nope. It's
Oh well.
quite low.
Well, yeah, from what I've heard, it's quite high in like extremes, but low in everything else.
No, it's even
well.
lower in extremes.
Well, but don't worry,
Uh,
it's the OCP's job, so it'll get buffed.
you'll get buffed eventually. I like the changes to Astro.
Yeah.
The Astro
But
changes are quite nice. I recently leveled Astro.
can we, before we move on quickly? But remember though, Black Mage has always been like that, hasn't it? Black Mage has always been the lowest DPS per star of expansion.
Has it?
Name an expansion where Black Mage has done really well at the start of an expansion, apart from when the
Oh,
job came out, of course.
when the job came out.
Like then, of course, it was the highest DPS because there was only Black Mage and Summoner and Red Mage. But still, no, just Black Mage and Summoner. So of course, one of two jobs, one of them is going to be the highest. But Black Mage has always been like a little bit behind everyone at the start of the expansion, and then it gets buffed the entire expansion until it becomes overpowered. Like every raid tier will get a buff. Like it'll get a buff. It'll get a buff in when Savage drops. It'll get a buff when Alliance raid drops. It'll get a buff when the next Savage raid drops. Its gear is what pushes its numbers. Once it's geared out, then it's the highest job. Well, it used to be anyway. We still don't know how Picto's going to be.
I think
But
Picto. If it doesn't get nerfed, then
I don't think it's going to get that much of enough. I feel like it's going to. I think it's going to level out because Picto does a lot of burst damage and it's great at sustaining bursts, but it's once all the other jobs start gearing up and they start buffing up other jobs to it, I don't think it's going to be that much different. It's just that the Picto is probably going to be great at the start of fights with the double hammer and everything during the starry night, and then it's probably going to drop like its DPS. Its DPS going to spike, and then it's going to drop like the hammers that it's dropping, and then it will spike again when the hammers are back. So you got to remember, you have to when you're inside the combat, and if the fight is too long, you have a cast time for those hammers. You can't swift cast both of them. So I think once they start, and you can't like spell speed those because it's an ability. So it's not like spell speed's going to affect that at all as well. So the other jobs get spell speed and buffs right, with skill speed and like just job equipment. Picto Monster's going to kind of like just stagnate, but we'll see.
Batman. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I like seeing it. I don't know. I don't know if I should give them cards or not. I don't know if I want to give them cards or do I want to give another range cards. Weird.
I mean, what do your cards do exactly? Sorry.
They just give damage. That's literally it.
I would
say one gives damage and that's it, and that's just for range.
I would say give the cards to the Picto Monster at the start of the fight, and then when the muse is down, then give it to the other DPS. Probably. And as Wobbsy said, don't have to just bring the other jobs, yeah. And yeah, Wobbsy, we're in patch 0.1 for the raid.
Because raid.
Oh.
I don't mind. I don't mind the. I don't know. I haven't played Black Mage yet, so I can't really give a definite call onto that one. I haven't played Picto either. The only things I have played are healers and monk.
Yeah.
I didn't think monk needed a buff nerf thing, so
Monk needed a bit of a buff. It felt it felt a little bit weird, but it needed a little bit of a buff.
Why? It was like
But
one of the top DPS.
because it should always be the best because it's Monk and I'm biased. So yeah, give Monk buffs.
I do like the Astro changes. I didn't play Astro until these changes implemented in. So Lightspeed now has 2 charges, and the recast has been reduced from 90 seconds to 60 seconds. Astral Draw and Umbral Draw have their recast been reduced from 5 seconds. So that's pretty cool. That's from 60 to 55. And apparently Macro's potency is increased. Okay.
Which is nice.
Didn't think it needed it. I just thought it was a heal, but it does do a little bit of damage. So
what she says, Monk is odd, and it's always been harder. Trust me, new Monk is easy. New Monk doesn't take anything in at all. It literally you literally press the button as they glow up, and then you've got what 2 positionals now, right?
Barely.
No, you got 2, right? Because you got Snap Punch.
I think he only had 2 rear.
No, you got Snap Punch, which is flank, and Demolish, which is rear. So you got 1 flank and 1 rear.
Well, we're talking about also like Pouncing Kura is also flank. And...
Yeah, but that's the replacement of your Snap Punch.
No, it's not. It's the same. 2 different ones.
No, it replaces your Snap Punch.
No,
because it replaced mine.
You can Snap Punch and you can do it. Oh no, okay. It's not Snap Punch then.
Snap Punch is.
Or it's Pouncing Coral.
Yeah, I just know that Snap
Demolish
Punch
just stays as Demolished.
Yeah, Demolish stays, but Snap Punch changes. I couldn't remember to which one, but I know that it did change. So you only have 2. You only have 2.
Yeah, pretty much. You just have 2.
Because Dragon Kick used to also be 1, but now it just gives you Oppo balls. I mean Oppo Fury.
Oppo form. Yay. Now, I do have a gripe with Astro because like most of the cards are fucking useless. They are absolutely useless. I think what they should have done is give Astro basically 4 damaging cards. With the rotation it has now, but each rotation have 2 damaging cards, like to give to DPS, and 1 mitigation card. Because the rest of them, I don't find them useful. Maybe the healing up, maybe at some points, but other than that,
can they just give you Can they just give you the PvP cards where you get increased damage, reduced damage taken, and reduces weapon skill cast times?
Okay, weapon skill cast time you don't want to do. Okay. You don't want. The reason they got rid of it is because every DPS, if you gave that to any DPS, they would be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Fuck off! Don't give me this. You've ruined my rotation. I want to kill you." And then they try and kill you. In game, of course, in game. But you know, the only people that liked that were like monks, like old monk, and black mage. Even though now back mage, they want to have a certain amount of skill or spell speed. Yeah. So it's like, you know, but having 2 damaging cards that I can give out in my burst to help people out, and then give me a mitigation card, I think could have been good. What the fuck am I going to do with the regen and a shitty ass shield that does fucking nothing? What am I going to do with that? And then healing potency, like. Okay. Well, okay. I'll just go to my co-healer. But what am I using that? What am I using that on myself in dungeons where you don't need it in dungeons?
Wait, I just want to check something. I'm just double checking something here. 1 second. Why do I have a better shield than you as a Pictomancer?
Exactly.
Temporary Grass, which is removes my coat, which is my single target shield, right? So I remove my single target shield, but then it creates a barrier on all teammates that takes 10% of their maximum health as damage. And if you break the shield, it then reduces the cooldown by 30 seconds.
Right, let's have a look at my fucking card, shall we? So
it's 400.
You have the spear, which increases damage by a party member or self by 6% if the target is a ranged DPS or healer, or 3% to other roles. So this is in another rotation. This is in a rotation. So in that rotation, you have a range rotation, and then you have a melee rotation. It sounds weird because you're thinking, oh, what, you're just doing damage? No, you're giving a card. It's a card rotation for range and melee. And you only get one. You only get one of each. And the balance is the same, but for melee, you get 6%. The arrow increases HP recovery via healing actions for a party member or self for 10%. Okay. Spire creates a barrier around oneself or target member that absorbs equivalent to a heal of 400 potency.
Whoa, 400!
That is fucking nothing.
I do wonder though. It's not much, but I do wonder if monks buffs that as well. So maybe it'd be 410 potency.
Probably not. The bow is great. It reduces damage taken by party member by 10%. 10% mitigation. And then you have the Ewer, which is just Ew. Grant healing over time effect. It's a regen. It's a 200 potency regen for 15 seconds.
See, some of those would be great. I'm not going to lie. Some of those would be really overpowered and really great, and that's why they should be. I'm going to see if you can still do it, but I don't think you can because they don't like you. You used to be able to spread your buffs right to the whole party. Imagine if you could spread those cards to the whole party once you've thrown one out.
I mean, it would be good, but you wouldn't be able to do that. It would have been good. It would have been cool. People get like a damage mitigation, but then you don't.
Because then even the 400 potency, as laughable as 400 potency is, if that's everyone in the party, that's still an auto attack at least.
I wish they gave us two bowls, and then like 2 spears and 2 balances. So it means I'm putting out 2 damage cards and a mitigation in that rotation, and it's the same with the next rotation.
I think the problem is that back in the day you had the spy used to give TP, right? And one of these used to give one of these used to give MP, I think.
Yeah,
and I think that's their issue I think that's their issue is the fact that they've created all these cards, so they want to give all the cards an effect. And they had all the cards have the same effect before, but people got bored of that because it's the same effect. So they want to give them something unique, but the issue is they made so many cards back in the day that now they can't give the same kind of abilities, that they kind of screwed on what they want to be able to, like, they've got too many cards now that they don't know how, they don't know how to spread decent abilities onto all the cards because the stuff that they had before they can't use anymore. I think that's their problem.
I think a lot of people didn't like them just being damage cards. I thought they were really good because your opener and your burst was so like brain intuitive and so like much high DPM, where it was just okay, card this, card that, card this, and then you had to remember. You had to remember which one was it. You had to remember. Okay, this is the melee card. This is a range card. This is a melee card. This is a range card. Cool, done. That's my opener. Whilst you're still trying to do Malefics and all that. It is annoying because I really do like the healing of Astro. I healed it today. I love their new stuff they got. Like, it's really nice and bright. Sun signal or sun sign is a little bit too fucking bright. It blinded me a couple of times today. But again, that is just literally the bowl, right? It's the bowl, but it goes to everyone. It's AoE. It's an AoE bowl. Reduces damage taken by self and nearby party members by 10%. Duration 15. Can only be executed while sun touch, and you get that by basically going neutral sect. Like, yeah, it's fine. No one plays Astro. It is true. Even the Astro players have gone to go play like Scholar and stuff. So Scholar and Sage and White Mage.
Way White Mage, which by the way, I enjoyed. But White Mage is basically just White Mage still, but with less damage.
Just with a dash. What do you mean less damage?
From what people have said, the damage of White Mage is really bad now.
It does more than most other ones. It's not like Astro. Astro has fuck all damage. Yeah. But White Mage, I haven't played White Mage yet, so I'd have to see. But White Mage is doing more damage than I'm doing. So
I don't know. From what people said, it doesn't like. We'll see. I don't know. Oh.
It looks like it has a pretty decent new burst, which I'm kind of liking. Because with their new burst, they get glare like 4, and obviously in a boss fight, you know, the first enemy. That is the first enemy. So you're getting a 640 potency. I think it can only do it like 3 times. I think.
Yeah.
But those 3 times is still better than doing just like 3 glares. So, and obviously you dot, and then I think it's gonna be good. I'm gonna level it up on my other characters to give it a go because it looks cool.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's, but I enjoyed it. I had fun with White Mage, but I can see why people would like it to be a little bit buffed. But then everyone wants all the healers buffed, so that's Final Fantasy 14 for you. So
why do they want it buff though?
More damage, probably.
Or more damage when they have 1,320 thing called a Flatter's Misery. My bad, White Mages. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Do you know what my highest thing on Astro? Sorry, do you want to know what my highest thing on Scholar is?
Okay.
Brawl. It's Boil. That's my highest potency, is Broil.
Yeah,
310.
Oh, 310.
310 Broil. So my bad.
But you have a dot, so...
Yeah, so do you.
No, you have an AoE dot, right?
Oh yeah, the Baneful Impaction.
Yeah.
Which is only 140.
Yeah.
So it's okay. We'll see.
Which I find frustrating to use because it's after change stratagem. I'm like, do I really want to use change stratagem on trash? Like, I'm sure it's useful, but like it's really frustrating. Like, okay, I'll use it on that one enemy. Nobody's attacking that one enemy that I used it on. So, yay! Technically, I got this dot that I can use now. But like, it feels kind of pointless me using this ability because it's a single target ability that it then leads into an AoE ability. Like,
yep, it is. It's not good. It really isn't good. But the damage it does is good. I just wish it wasn't AoE. I thought it was just going to be like an AoE skill, like a new AoE skill we get to use.
I would have been happy if it would have also like just AoE, like AoE change stratagem. Like,
that would be cool.
You use it and then it spreads it to all the targets that the dot hits.
Dude, I missed old Bane, man. Everyone knows old.
Sorry.
I like old Bane. Used to be so great, spreading all the dots and just sitting there and doing fuck all. That shit was good, but it's not bad. I haven't played. I haven't played a lot of classes because I've been leveling alts.
Yeah, well,
so I've just been on that.
And I've leveled a lot. I've leveled White Mage, Pinto, Viper, Paladin, Monk. So
I've leveled Scholar twice.
Oh yeah, Scholar as well.
So Scholar twice, and then Astro and Monk. That's all I've done.
And we both technically leveled Summoner.
Technically, yes. but on NA, it's still an Arcanist. So
I have leveled via Chili. Well, thank you, Wobsy. Talk about, by the way, if you want fast loving when it comes to like gathering, grab some of those XP scrolls and go do some ocean fishing. It's insane. Like, you do have to really burn through a lot of them. Like, I went through 3 scrolls per fishing trip, but like I went from you'd get 2.5 levels per run of ocean.
Yeah, but you can also get it from seals. Like, you can get those from seals, and like they're like fuck all for seals. If you got extra gear in your inventory, just fucking cough up some of that if you don't need it, and then just Well, if you're doing leveling roulette like every day, you're gonna have a shit ton of seals.
Or just do your daily hand-ins to level up your crafters, which will then give you seals. And then you can use those seals to buy the XP scrolls for your gatherers or your crafters. You don't get much XP because they're supposed to be capped at level 80, but they still give you, I think it's 2 million XP in total. So
nice.
So yeah,
it's
nice. It's a nice bit of extra XP for it's literally extra XP for nothing. Even if it's not much, it's still nothing. It's the equivalent of eating extra food. It's like you had second desserts.
second dessert, yummy. But I think that's enough of us talking about jobs. Jobs suck. They're excited. The jobs I'm playing, I'm finding fun. That's what everyone else should play them for. Play them for fun. What else we got? We got free game time. How much game time do we get? Like 1 day? Oh no, game time 8 days for a total of 10 days when added to the game time below.
Yeah, for Xbox players and for PlayStation players.
Boo! Not even for PC.
That's because PC didn't have the issues that PlayStation and Xbox did. Okay.
Xbox version.
No, you didn't.
Yo, no. This is our game. This is not their game. This is our game.
The PlayStation version had issues with logging in like everyone else, so that's why they get the 2 days. But Xbox, if you zoned,
Xbox got fucked.
If you zoned anywhere, you had like a 50% chance that the game would just crash, just from zoning.
Alright.
So, you went into a dungeon, crash. If you went into a trial, crash. You warped home, crash. So, that's why they got the 8 days, because and also because they got the extra 2 days that PlayStation get because of the issues. So yeah, 2 extra days for me, 8 days for Xbox players. Well, 10 days for Xbox players.
Fucking nothing for us.
But it's okay.
Even
they can't
EU
swear.
Got DDoS.
I mean, EU always.
Where's my
DDoSed.
free game time? Where's our free game time, man?
Should we? Chaos got DDoS. Should we say?
Oh yeah, Chaos got fucked.
Yeah.
Chaos got extremely.
It was down for 2 hours at least. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to level doing my D&D, and then I literally just got crashed and kicked. I was like, oh, okay. And then then I saw it was like, oh, it's just gone down. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, sounds good. I'll wait then. I'll wait. Where's our free 2 hour game time? No, it was bad, man. But it wasn't bad. So congratulations. At least it's got fixed now.
Yeah.
So,
well, supposedly.
Supposedly.
So I guess we should move over to story time, which, as you've wanted to talk a lot about, I'm going to shut up for a bit and let you start this off, because I know you really wanted to talk about this. So
the story is.
By the way, spoilers. Spoiler warnings. This is now all spoilers. This is all spoiler zone. All spoilers for like the next, I don't know, 45 minutes. I don't know how long, but from a specific amount of time. This is all spoilers until we wrap up. Spoilers. Okay, you go.
So, Lamachi, or Wakalamat, this story was all about her. And I know a lot of people didn't like that because they wanted it to be about them. Which, we just came from obviously expansions where it was all about us, all about the Warriors of Light, saving the world, yada yada yada. You know, we're OP. You know, but we were seeing it from a kind of a side character. Basically, what like Alizé, Alpha No, Thancred, and all that are basically are. We were playing from that POV, which was okay for me because I enjoyed the story. I know a lot of people saw it as it was too much of Wuklamart, which I kind of see now. Like, honestly, I do kind of see that, but it was just mainly about her saving her, her, I was about to say world, but her, her home, her people, trying to save them for, and become, the new king. Well, it's not king, it's like,
the new Dawn servant.
That's it, the new Dawn servant, which is basically just the new ruler of Taral, where we are, and we were just a side character. That is literally what we were. We were a side character. We were just there to help where we could. Though we did see, I hope everyone saw this. We did see that even in the story, but also in the some other stories, that people notice us like you are very strong. You do have a lot of power. That we could wipe them off the face of the planet in like a couple of seconds, because we are the Warriors of Light. Some hated look up because of the stupid reason of the VA being trans. I don't care about her being trans. I do think I will be like very critic. I do think in some cutscenes and some of the voice bits where you kind of really want some really good emotion, It did feel really wooden. Definitely in the last trial. I don't know, Chili, if you felt that in the last trial. That her voice acting was very, very wooden. Where at this point it's very an emotional part. You know,
I would say that we had that same issue with all the voice actors in this expansion. Like a lot of the older voice actors also felt like they weren't putting 100% of their effort into the expansion. In my opinion, I don't want to just blame them because it felt like it was a lot of them.
yeah. It is from. We're starting in a new era. We are starting in a new era of basically it's the whole new game. You know, we had expansions where it was a 10-year long story of expansions leading on to expansions because they all intertwined. This one didn't intertwine. This one was a whole new story, a whole new thing where like, okay, we need to start from the ground up. That's what we need to do. We need to start from the ground up to do a new epic story that can fill us with emotions. So, you know, but I cannot fully comment on the voice acting overall in because I've already seen snippets. Yeah, it's like some of it, like when we went to the western type area and we heard the trying to be southern accents.
It was like Yoshi P had come onto Moogle Go Around when I've tried to do Texas chili and thought, yes, that sounds accurate. Let's set that as our goal. That's gonna be our goal for the southern accents. Is exactly that.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It really wasn't.
Yeah, it was basically British people trying to sound American, trying to sound southern.
It just wasn't good. Cut the US voice actors trying to be British. Exactly, yeah. It's like that. It weren't good. It was a chuckle. It gave me it gave us a good laugh. Not that it was like terrible because it was, but it made us laugh. It was yeah. But no, yeah. Some of the voices I just feel like weren't there, and I think the Scions being there, obviously, I don't know why the fuck they were there. Honestly, I don't know why. Like, Estinian didn't do fucking nothing. He just popped up every now and then, like it's like Stormblood, where you saw him in like couple of scenes.
Yeah,
that was just Estinian.
I'll admit though, unlike Stormblood and Walker, where he kind of did the same thing, I didn't hate him as much in this one.
Nah, that's true. He was just chilling.
Well, the issue is I hated him in Stormblood. I'm not going to deny it.
Yep.
Sorry, Vicky. But I hated him in Stormblood because he appeared in places that made no sense and you had no reason for him to be. He was just there. For some reason, he was there. We don't know why.
He was just there.
Now I am here. Why? Because
why
we need to be. Sure. But at least with Dawntrail, they kind of explained why he was there. Like, he was there because he was exploring the world and he was in that location at the time. We at least know that he had come over to Terrell and he walked off in that direction. We saw him go off in. We know that he was in that vicinity. Unlike Stormblood, where you're like in a war zone and he somehow gets to the bit that you're going to destroy before you even get there. Remember the Black Rose? He gets to the Black Rose before you even know what it is.
But how did you know that? And how the fuck did you get here? Because your sense of direction is terrible.
So, like, I don't mind him too much in this game because we know why he has a reason to be. But yeah, it's still like I am here now because yes,
Sancred and Uriange, Connor. Okay, so Connor was another person trying to go into the Dawn Servant to be a new. Try and be it. He was Lamachi's brother.
By the way, we totally called that at the start, didn't we? We're like,
yeah, we really did.
Yeah, we're like, he's going to be in charge because he has the brains, and she's going to be like the ambassador, and we'll go around. So
go around places, you know, seeing everyone else's culture, like probably like chill with us. But it was like it was cool seeing in there. But I'm like, could you have like gave us like, oh, they were like. They studied with each other back at Charlian. that's how they like. That's why he like
but
asked him because he like may have been friends.
He has a hard on for Charlians. I'm sorry, that's the nicest way I can
He
put
does.
it. Like he is aroused by the word Charlian. Like he like, no offense to him or the voice actor, like, but like I can imagine I can imagine the main character, like, if he ever gets in a relationship, that he will dress up his girlfriend as a student of the Charlians. Like that will be his. He will get her to dress up as like a librarian.
That would be his kink.
That would be his thing. Dress her up as Faliak. No, that is a higher.
That's a whole nother like type of like godfucker. That's it.
No, he likes Charlians.
He likes Charlians. The player base likes style Charlians.
Yeah. He might enjoy her. Like he might one day. Maybe he'll do that for his birthday. But on a normal, like
normal day,
on a normal day, it'd be just like, oh, you've come to check out a book. Ooh, I'm out of stamps. I don't know.
but like when they like, it was good, but I kind of wanted to listen a little bit more other than like, oh, he just sent a letter. All right, cool. But yeah, that was weird because he only had two people where we had. I thought it was going to be like properly split up, like the twins were going to split up and be on his show, like opposite sides, stuff like that. But no, we had the twins, we had Cryo. I think that's pretty much it. And Lama, and like I was going to say Lamachi, which is her actual name, but as a
Moogle. I mean, a lot of the people that were with us weren't really there to help. Like Cryo was technically there wasn't really trying to help Wooklamont that much because she was really there for her own mission for the Golden
Find
Sea.
out about her grandfather and stuff.
Yeah. So even though she's there, she's technically there by just being there.
Technically, Alice and
Alpha Note
were there. Garlemald. Yeah, they was there just to see what could help Garlemald. And we're like,
what could help Garlemald the most was the fact that they're not in Garlemald.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Alice and Alpha Note, but like they were really sick of you by the end of that expansion. You could tell that from how they were trying to like push them away off them. Like they were getting really sick of them. So
sadly, they couldn't have the twins at ends or against us, two fan favorites. I mean, yeah, but it could have been fun because this whole like Dawn Servant thing, it was basically just a giant treasure hunt. It was, you do riddles, you basically go through the footsteps of the former Dawn Servant and like gain knowledge, basically. That was the whole point of the entire thing. Until at like level 95 where it just changes. You're like, oh, okay, cool. But overall, we're the only ones that are
And then we found out, by the way, that he also really didn't care. Like, Gula Jar Jar, by the way, one of the coolest characters of all time, and that's not just because he's in 11. Not as cool as Bakula Jar Jar, though. But let's not go into that first. Like, he actually didn't care about who got who actually did the thing, right? Because remember, he said during one of the cutscenes the fact that, like, he set this task so that he could find out who would surpass him and become the new Dawn Servant. But in reality, he really didn't matter. It was just
he literally just wanted his kids to rule together.
Yeah,
that's what he wanted. Bakul Jar Jar is not a kid of his. He was just, he was just a blessed child of something of the. I can't remember what their race is called.
The Mamoja.
The Mamoja, is it? The Mamoja.
Oh, I remember. By some point out, I forgot the fact that you actually fight a blessed in one of the old dungeons as well.
Yeah.
There's a double-headed Mamoja in one of the. I think it's like Wanderer's Palace.
Yes, the Tomberry one.
Yeah. So you already fought a blessed.
The black lung and stuff. But it was good to see. Like, it was like, it wasn't our story. That's what a lot of people didn't like about the story is that it weren't about us. Well, I didn't really want it to be about us because we had a whole thing about, it being us. And a lot of people are like, oh, this is the worst. Like, how could we get like a worser one than Stormblood? And then you have to sit there and think, well, it's the beginning of a new era, like a beginning of a new arc. You know, you have to have a stepping stone to go to the good shit. And going from what the raid is like now, the raid is amazing. I'm not going to talk about it, but it's amazing. And staying what happened with Stormblood. Stormblood had great content come out of it, just of gameplay. So, did people have high expectations after the sidelined in post Endwalker story? Post Endwalker story was fucking terrible. I hated post Endwalker story.
By the way, if anyone hasn't checked out my review, go check out psu.com. Cheeky plug. I did put the end of the review there. Like, if everyone keeps calling this Stormblood 2.0, does that mean that next expansion is going to be Shadowbringers 2.0? Just think about that.
Yeah, they're comparing it to other ones. Well, I think they shouldn't compare it to other ones. Overall, the story was not our story. It was just us. Us helping. We were the side character, which a lot of people don't get. Because I feel like a lot of people in this game has the main character syndrome, where they always want to be the main character type thing. So
my view is the fact that we literally just killed God. Like, Hydaelyn was pretty much God. Then we killed their gods with the 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then we killed the devil.
Yep.
And then we killed the super devil.
Yep.
Like, what on this planet
despair.
should really...
we fought despair and won.
Yeah. What on this planet should really challenge us right now? We've killed Space Super Devil God. We've killed despair. Like, nothing on this planet should be that much of a challenge.
And that's what a lot of the characters see. A lot of the characters see even this character that came out of nowhere, Saphine, like Queen Saphine, which you think's a representation of Princess Garnet, right?
Yeah, corrupted, of course, over the years, but
yeah,
I don't know if it's her exactly or her lineage, because it's gem related. So imagine if Xenos returned. I would love that. Oh my god! Imagine
she saw it.
Oh my god!
And an Astinian, at the beginning of the game, Astinian was like, if you want a real fight, nothing can compare to the Warrior of Light, and obviously gestured to you. And obviously you do fight General Jar Jar, you do fight him. And obviously he's at half strengths because, he's which we kind of cool as well.
Make that a trial. I want full power of General Jar Jar as a bonus trial.
Cool Jar Jar full trial, fuck yeah. But it was good. I would love it if we saw a Bluebird now and then in a cutscene. That would be cool. But I think the best part is where we saw Shadowbringers' interpretations of some of the characters that were in that shard, like the railway guys and stuff like that, and a bunch of other things. I thought that was pretty cool. I think that was really cool because you're like, oh wow, yeah, we've seen these before. Oh, that's cool. So it's just another interpretation of that shard, but in ours, in our main one. I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I think.
I mean, spoilers, but the final,
obviously,
and the final the what you call it? The I know we're all talking spoilers, but
spoilers,
real spoilers, like once you beat MSQ and you get the bonus dungeons, the 2 level 100 dungeons, and you get to fight the Great Serpent of Ronkar, but our version.
Yeah, the Great Serpent of Ronkar. Yeah, our version of Great Serpent. I thought that was so cool. That was dope. And they've actually added quite a lot of different and fun mechanics in these dungeons. These dungeons actually make me use my brain. Which older expert dungeons, I could just turn my brain off and I'll be done. This, I actually have to sit there and I'm like, oh shit, I need to use my brain here. And that's what I like. It's good. It's a good expansion. I've enjoyed it, even though I'm feeling a little bit of the burn. But I've got what I've done. I'm done. I've got everything through the story, so now I'm good. All I can do is just level stuff and gear stuff up now.
What you said, that's cute. Is it a little yellow version? No, it's a giant version with a tribal crown on. It's really cool.
Yeah, it has like a kind of Aztec-y crown and stuff, and it's really cool. It summons copies of itself, like smaller copies of itself, doing mechanics.
Yeah, I think
So,
the mechanical's bouncy time.
and it also gets a bigger version of it, but a ghost version. So it has like the ghost of thing. It is so cool. It's actually so cool. Yeah, a little bit. Wobbsy. But yeah,
I don't know why I said yep to that because I have not. Yeah, Wobbsy. It's just like a car. Paul, who's the car?
7.
I was like, I just realised that as I was typing. I was like, wait, why did I say okay? Yeah.
Tiredness is like the delirium.
Look, the only character I know,
you know exactly.
The only character I know, WoW, is the Lich King. Has a really sexy voice.
Who knows the Lich King?
And there's that orc that does a thing.
Well, they don't know him. The orc that does a thing. There's a lot of orcs.
Garrosh.
Garrosh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like the like he loves blood. Hakai is basically he loves blood.
Okay. My version
he's
sounds
like
a
he's like
delicious
a blood
fancy
god.
chocolate bar, actually. Garrosh.
But no, it's like I understand what people are getting. Like, they do want to see their character do more stuff and do a lot of the cutscenes, because obviously the cutscenes were really like based around Wooklamont, which is fine. Like, for me it was fine because I was sitting there. I enjoyed the story. It was great. I had fun with it. It had a sense of comedy to it as well, so it felt like I was doing Hildebrand again, but as a main scenario type thing. Cause it had hints of just like a bit of comedy, a bit of action, a bit of comedy, a bit of seriousness, and then comedy, a bit of sadness type thing, which was good because that's what you needed after an expansion, where the expansion was really fucking serious, was all about seriousness, and like even the post Endwalker, even though it was terrible, it was still just pure serious throughout all of it. Kind of ruins it a bit for me, not gonna lie. For main, it's nice in Hildebrand because it's unique into it. But for me, we shall see what relics are. Oh yeah, because we're gonna get a new what's it called for the relic, right?
We're getting a new Eureka.
Eureka 2.0.
Well, Eureka 3.0.
Which, if we get to 1,500 followers, I will do it. I will do Eureka 2.0. I will do the new Eureka
3.0.
I'll do it on stream.
We got till what?
We got a while. We got till next summer.
You watch it be basically when no, because her granddad was the original Eureka, Wobbsy. The original Eureka was based on Galoff, right?
Yeah. Galoff. Was it
Galoff? Galoff was the main Galoff. Galoff was the original Eureka storyline character. So
I did really want more stuff to do with Cryle. I felt like we didn't get much with Cryle until the very end of the expansion.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that hurt me so much. I'm gonna tell you now. I was closer to tears more in Dawntrail than I was in Endwalker. I know that might piss a lot of people off because everyone's like, "Oh, Endwalker was so emotional." I don't think I got really any emotion. I didn't get emotional at all with Endwalker. Like the bit where everyone broke up with everyone was really sad, like with the walking and it didn't really hit me that much because I'm like, we just got literally just before that part, we got the MacGuffin. Like, we literally got the MacGuffin before we got to that zone, and then too many main characters died in a row that I knew that, yeah.
Yeah, but that's because, Salmon blasted you. But yeah. They did storytelling so bad there because the characters kept making hints towards it.
Yeah.
Where if you weren't like so oblivious to it, then obviously you wouldn't have saw it. But if you're oblivious and you saw it, you're like, that's just bullshit. Seeing them die. I think I felt quite emotional when we were like walking up with everyone like telling us stuff from like past expansions. That was really cool.
That was cool.
Seeing MXL can that come back as well, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
You know, that made me emotion. That made me like happy emotion.
Yeah.
I think shit that got me sad was when you get teleported after defeating Xenos.
Yeah.
When you get teleported back, and you're like, and we're like half dying and shit, or like dying, and like, everyone's like crying around. I think that teared me up more because they were crying. Like, bro, you're making me cry, and I'm like the one on the deathbed.
But I don't know. Me who've lost a lot of family members and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dawntrail hit me more because the fact that I guess major spoilers here. Because like there's a whole theme of the fact that they got to see like Crow got to see her parents again, and like she basically had to kill them right away. Like would I have the ability to, if I saw my mum again, to then be like, sorry, bye, like as soon as I see her.
Yeah.
Like that's why Dawntrail hit me so much harder than Endwalker, because you know that they're not main characters.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, Yuri Anjay as well. Yuri Anjay got
Yuri Anjay one where we went to go sit where he saw.
Yeah, she did never grow up with her parents, but like, but the thing is, like, if I put myself in that place, it would be that's why it would be so rough for me if I'd put myself in that position. So
they only have a short
yeah.
You didn't know who your parents were, to then finally meeting them, to then like not having like barely any time because we had to shut the place down type thing.
Yeah.
You know, and like it is a very emotional point for her and for a lot of people who have felt lost, like yourself included.
Yeah.
Like I can see that. Like I haven't lost many. Like I haven't lost like a mum or dad, not yet.
Yeah.
Like knock on wood.
Yeah, because like,
so
spoilers,
I haven't felt the pain.
For me, it was 2012. I lost my nan. Then like 2014, I lost my mum, and then 2017, I lost my aunt. So it was like one after another.
Like I've only lost like uncles, like granddads, and like grandma. You know, I've only lost like best friends and like a fiance. That's it. You know, so
I'll admit,
I haven't really felt like family. So it was it was quite emotional. I do feel so sorry, but I wish we had more Cryle, because it felt like she got the same amount of screen time that she did in Endwalker.
Yeah, I wish we'd got more.
Which was fuck all. So I wish we had more, because I thought that's what they were going to do. They were going to make it just a little bit more about Cryo as well, which they kind of did at the end, but it was like right at the end. It was like a couple of quests that Graha kind of stole because Graha was like, I'm going to eat a bunch of ice cream, which was cute because we went to go get ice cream for them, which I thought was adorable. So I feel like Cryo caused. I feel proud because their story is very similar to my own, separate from mine. My own parents that got information about them 30 years ago, then later they finally met them. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
But that's why Dawntrail affects me. That's why my opinion on the game is probably a little bit different than a lot of people's, because I haven't gone through this exactly, but if I did go through this, it would be rough. So, like, I don't have the ability to. I don't have this. Like, this is not something I'm probably going to ever experience in real life. But that means that if like the fact that I got to go through it, and the fact that oh, sorry, I'm rambling.
That's
I'm half
cool.
asleep. It's like
so am I. I wish I weren't sleepy because I could talk a lot more. But it is an interesting part to put into an MMO. You are correct there, obviously. Like it was a good story. Yes, it was a lot about Clement, which a lot of people just didn't like. So apparently, a lot of people just didn't like the character. I liked her. She was fine for me. Like she was lovable. This is for me. This is my opinion. She was lovable. She had funny moments. She was like quite quirky, but also quite dumb sometimes. But she had a good heart, so I liked her. But Buku Jaja was just great. Buku Jaja is just amazing. He turns out from being a bad guy, who we kind of he's like kind of like an arsehole type thing, to then actually starting to like him, but of his tragic kind of past. Because how Buku Jaja came to be Buku Jaja is that the Mamoja sacrificed a bunch of infant babies' souls to merge in to make Yoko Jaja, and that's why he is a blessed child of the. I think that's how it went, how the story went. That's why he, at some
I don't
point,
think it's
saw.
something. I don't think exactly like that. I don't know. From what I could tell, it's just that they have the two clans breed, but not all the babies are born properly. But he was sort of thing. Like most of them probably died before they hatch.
Like
But he was
stillborn
one of
type
them.
thing.
Yeah. So
So
I
that's why
think
he
so.
was like
That's
the
how I
blessed
got it.
child type
Yeah, I
thing.
think that's how I got it. I don't think they like sacrifice actual souls, because then he'd have different personalities when he no. But instead, like it's the fact that
Well, he
like
does.
they
He's got two heads, so he's got two
well, he's got
different
two heads, but like he doesn't have
personalities.
like he doesn't like. By the way, you made it sounded like he was like one of the endless, and there's like
Yeah.
500 souls in his pocket. Like no, it's just him and his other head, and his
brother.
other head. If you're on Twitter, and his other head. I'm sorry, but Twitter,
And
like, by the way, someone brought that up with Yoshi P, and he's like, the development team didn't expect people to thirst over him.
well, to be fair, in some of the stuff I've read that people have brought up to Yoshi P about, people wanted to get an intimate relationship with some of the NPCs.
Yeah.
I thought, Jesus Christ, just go play fucking Baldur's Gate 3. Like, Jesus Christ, just go mod the shit out of Baldur's Gate 3. Like, go do that.
Just add your Stoller to Baldur's Gate 3.
Just change Shadow of Heart to your Stoller. You know, change Halsey, Halsey to Moogle Jar Jar. You'll be fine. Have fun.
Yeah.
But you know, it was interesting that people did thirst over Byaku Jar Jar, which is interesting. I'm sorry, Shadow Heart has more personality. True. I'm not a big fan of Yestola, and obviously Yestola, who just came in at random points. Having like Yestola, Thancred, and all that come in at just weird points. Like even Graha, I thought Graha would have played a little bit more into the story, but he didn't. Like he really didn't. So I was like, everyone just seems bored since Stormblood. I think Yestola's been bored since Stormblood, and she literally said that.
I think we should start wrapping this up now. We can talk about it more next time, though. We've got a long time to talk about this expansion. So
Yestola and her. Yeah, but that's what I thought. Like Yestola and Ruha, but I thought that's what she was trying to do. That's what I thought. That's why she obviously came, because she was interested about interdimensional portal travel stuff.
You mean the Stargate that I called at the start?
Yeah, the Stargate. So she, like, you know, I thought I'd, like, we're gonna see her because she wants to get back to the first, to, you know, but you know.
Which, by the way, we can just teleport to any time we want. So sorry, Yestola.
Pretty much. So get fucked, Yestola.
Yeah, we can just pay 500 gil and go to the first.
Fuck, was it 500 gil? It's like 1,000 gil. Thank you very much. Like... It's over 1,000 because it's a whole another dimension.
But still, we pay 1,000 gil.
You pay like 1,000 gil to get over there. So get fucked.
So Paul, what do you want to say as we wrap up? I just want to say it was probably one of my favorite expansions. That's what.
Yeah,
I gave it a 9
what did you give it?
But that's just me.
Give it a 9 out of 10. I think fix Astro exactly. I think without the raid tier, I would say I'd give it an 8. But with the raid tier, definitely a 9.
And don't forget, we're going to get Savage Alliance raids, maybe.
Oh God, no.
So yeah, they talked about in an interview that they might add Savage Alliance raids.
I mean, that would be
like
cool.
Not the Alliance raids. It's basically like Savage 24-man raid. That's probably going to be part of the Eureka content, if anything. I don't expect to be like, you know, the normal Alliance raid. It's just be like you know how you got the 48-man Boja stuff. Like they might do something like that. So.
But with that stuff, they already have like Savage anyway. Like they always do a Savage with that. Obviously, they've done Savage with that. But I think a lot of people just want a 24-man. Yeah, see, like, yeah, DSR exists and all that. I think they just would have probably just want an actual like 24-man that you could queue into from anywhere and be like, okay, here's a raid.
Bring back a Mon Savage. That's what you have to do. We already have.
Fucking Almond Savage. That was funny.
Bring back Almond Savage from when the expansion
That shit was
launched.
too good. If anyone's watched our leveling video when we were leveling Picto and Scholar, that was freaking hilarious. I was actually.
I wish I was a healer because I bet we could have cleared. I hate to say like, oh, I'm the best at healing, but I think because you weren't healer either, were you?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think if we were both healers, I think we could have cleared that together because we would have been able to work. We were in chat, so we could have been able to discuss it easier, like on who to kill.
Who will die?
Yeah, who would die? I feel Yoshi is worried because then we get difficulty tiers. Like, yeah, because you got mythic keys and mythic dungeons, and you got mythic. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to go that route because I think a lot of people won't like it, and the game could get really fucking toxic. So
I mean, there's already people complaining about how hard the dungeons are right now. So yeah, to do that as well. Yeah, I understand why people are struggling, but yeah. I want to complain about the raid being difficult. Just remember the fact that in 2 weeks you're going to outlevel the raid, because well, not in 2 weeks, but like in about a month you're going to outlevel the raid because you're going to be 35 eye levels higher than the raid requirements.
100%.
Because currently most people are at the minimum eye level, which means that you're going to get all the mechanics. But in a few weeks, people are going to start getting tome gear, and they'll have the raid gear. So at minimum, you're going to be, 25, because the raid gear is 710. So at minimum, you're going to be 25 levels. And then you're going to have the 720 tome gear, and then you're going to have the people with Savage, which is 730 gear. Difficult, actually interesting mechanics, because Panda was not... Yeah, this has actual mechanics. They're fun in normal. They are fun, Wobsy. They are fun mechanics.
They are quite fun.
Like, I like the fight with... Is it the punching fight? Where is it that one? I can't remember
the first fight.
There's one fight where the first fight where you can get punched and knocked back, and you got to land on an area that's not damaged. So one that's like a wrestling ring. That's number 3. Number 2 is where you got to stop yourself getting seduced, because otherwise you get killed. And number 1 is like a big, it's more like another ring, but like it's a big square ring where the floor can be broken from attacks, and you gotta stop yourself from falling from the floor. There's all other mechanics as well. Like, there's a load of different fun mechanics. And the 4th one has giant lasers.
Giant lasers!
Yeah. So yeah, Paul, shout-outs and stuff.
Shout-outs to Wobsy for sending over to Raid and all his peeps. Shout-out to Chili for going above and beyond to go get boba tea.
Yeah, I wanted that mount, that stupid mount with a crown.
That mount you can get for free, just without the crown.
Yeah, but now mine has a crown.
Well, that shout out to everyone. The shout out to everyone that is enjoying the expansion and is having a good time. But no shout out to this fucking heat, because fuck this heat. I don't like it. Chili, do you have any shout outs?
Shout out to my nose that's blocking by the second for some reason.
Oh God,
it's really frustrating. Shout out to Wobsy, thank you for joining us. Shout out to everyone that joined us. Again, the shout out to Riot Knife King. Shout out to all the people that join us in chat. Thank you, everyone. We're back in maybe 2 weeks.
Probably 2 weeks.
We'll see. No, because in 2 weeks you're going away, right?
I go away on the 26th, which is next week.
Okay.
And then I don't go away until I think the last week of August and the first week of September.
Okay. So join us in 2 weeks then on the 1st of August for the next episode.
Yes.
Remember, you can find us on YouTube. Remember, you can find us on Twitch.tv. Moogle ready. Find us on YouTube. Our playthrough has started being posted on YouTube. Part 1 is live, and Part 2 should be live by the time this goes live. Part 1, 2, and 3 should be live by the time this goes live. Big shout out to Lloyd FFXI for doing the artwork for the thumbnails. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. See you all next time. Bye-bye.
Remember, the 15th of the 15th is episode 200.
Oh, God. Wait. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to work out with the guests because I thought it was gonna be September. So, because I thought we were gonna start, I thought we were gonna do this at the end of the month. So, and then I was
Technically
planning
end
for
of
you
the
to be away. So,
Oh no.
episode 200 might be a gap between 199 to 200, which is fine because I still need to do a lot. I still need to do a lot of planning for 200. So, anyway, 200 is probably
Bye
gonna be September.
guys.
Bye, bye,
Bye. See
Bye.
you next time.
see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.